Hello, hello, hello. I swear I come here and that starts happening. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. We talked the whole night through. Good morning. Good morning to you and you and you and you. Good morning. Por la morning. Good morning, everybody. I started 2 minutes earlier today in hopes that Instagram and Facebook and YouTube tells you that I'm live, and I'm also alive, but that I'm live. And look at that, there's Kitty. Hi, Kitty. Kitty, Kitty. Uh, Hello, Kitty. Welcome to Coffee Break, and welcome everybody. Blue Witch presents Coffee Break with Laura Gonzalez. That'll be me. Today's Friday. Friday. And we're doing tarot. We have my favorite, the Unbridled Spirit Tarot. We also have the Darkwood Tarot. We're going to do the Hocus Pocus. Whoops. Hocus Pocus. There it is. The Witch's Garden. And last but not least, or rather first, the Witch's Wisdom. Phyllis Crow, Sasha Graham, Tina Tack Anderson, and Dianita. The Hocus Pocus, I have no idea. Disney, whatever. Whatever. The world is upside down. Whatever. The whole world is upside down. We are worried so much about things that really don't matter. And we are not upset enough about life and death matters. To which I will say, my friends, do you take space and live your life to the fullest? Because I say, this is the Witch's Garden. The Witch's Wisdom, a creation by Phyllis Carrot and Daniel Barlow. The illustrations are Daniel Barlow, and it's a beautiful deck of cards. And with it, we're gonna ask the Divine. May the Divine let us see what we need to see, and that information be used for the greater good. So be it. Ooh, the Sun. The card of the Sun. And what is the message of the Sun? I mean, I love to have the Sun today because it's a card of, I will say, optimism, if you will. Number 3, the Sun. There it is. Look at what most frightens, shames, and wounds you. With time, patience, and tenderness, you'll learn to accept, forgive, and love yourself. You'll figure out the lessons to be learned, and as if you're turning a key in the lock of your past, your patterns will break open. You'll earn your own self-respect, a spark of new within you, and healing. And when you're what you're most afraid to be, your courageous vulnerability will become sun for others who are seeking the light of healing and transformation. When you heal, the world heals. Hello, Vintage Locket and La Dancy Nancy. Buenos dias, beautiful. Right back to you. And it's funny because I used to sign my phrase, when you heal, we heal. And the ending of this paragraph is very similar. Look at what most frightens, shames, and wounds you. With time, patience, and tenderness, you'll learn to accept, forgive, and love yourself. You'll figure out the lessons to be learned, and as if you're turning a key in the lock of your past, will break open. You'll earn your own self-respect. A spark of new life will stir within you, and healing and joy will follow. And when you're ready to share what you're most afraid of letting the world see, your courageous vulnerability will become the sun for others who are seeking the light of healing and transformation. When you heal, the world heals. Hello, Hochopro. Buenos días. Buenos días, Gavilanda. That man right there that says Hochopro, right there, over there on the Instagram that says Hochopro, he is the responsible person that I do podcasts, because I never knew what podcasts were until I stumbled into his podcast, and I was like, oh. And then I started doing podcasts, and then my colleague Christian Ortiz invited me to his podcast, and I started doing podcasts, and then now it's like, what, 15 years later. How long you have Radio Comanda, Jocho Pro? How old is Radio Comanda? Nancy says, thank you, Jocho Pro. How long have you had Radio Comanda? I think 26 years. 26 years. That's how long we know each other. Oh, no. 26 years. Jocho Pro was my link between my new life in the United States and people in Mexico. He was the only tiny little link of me and my culture. Yeah. It was a Radio Comanda that I heard for the first time that Gustavo Cerati had recorded another album. And I'm like, what? Excuse me? I need to know all about that. All right. Let's see what the Witch's Garden has for us today. We have the Seven of Swords. The Witch's Garden is giving us the Seven of Swords. 987. Here she is, the Seven of Swords. Right. And it came right side up. So it's telling us here, getting away with it, moving under the cover of darkness, taking what you need, escaping without being seen, a secret worth protecting, willing to risk it all. Ooh, a bunch of good messages. Getting away with it, moving under the cover of darkness, taking away what you need, escaping without being seen, a secret worth protecting, willing to risk it all. You know, it's funny because it's kind of like the opposite message from the Sun, which I think this is so interesting. So the Sun card was telling us, right? Come out clear, say what you mean what you say, la la la. And this one is telling us, but is it worth it? Should you? I don't know. It could be that they're unrelated, right? And the one message was for one person, the second message is for somebody else. I don't know. I refuse to take responsibility. But I find it very interesting. What I can take responsibility of, though, is if you, speaking of podcasts, if you couldn't hear the podcast that I did with Deborah Blake, we were talking about her books, Everyday Witches Book of Deities. I have a collaboration on that book, so you might want to go and listen to that podcast that air on. If you want to see the video, we actually recorded a video for that one. You can go to YouTube and just find it. It should be right there in the podcast section of my channel. And if not, if you just want to listen to it while you're doing whatever it is you're doing, you can go to bluewitch.org and find the podcast and listen to it. It was so much fun. I don't think you can ever sit with Deborah Blake and not have fun. She's a riot. And then for this week, this upcoming week, we have 2 opportunities to work together, 3 actually. So the first one is Awaken Your Psychic Gifts. Awaken Your Psychic Gifts is the summit that will begin on Wednesday, part of Wendy Mata Bruja Co. Company, Bruja Co. Company. And I'm going to be teaching a pre-recorded class that is called Tezcatlipoca, Divination with Obsidian Mirrors. Tezcatlipoca, Divination with Obsidian Mirrors. You can sign up. It's free. You can come and join me on the panel on the 21st. I'll be part of the panel at Awaken Your Psychic Gifts. And that's going to be live at 1 p.m. And I think the recording will be available right after. And those are free. Now, if you pay for a ticket, then you get unlimited access to all the classes. So it's not that you can only watch a certain amount of time. You can get access for forever. And there are bonus classes and there are a bunch of extras that you can access when you pay. So that is Wednesday and Thursday. Now on Saturday, I was just preparing for that class. This is going to be beautiful. Xochiquetzalli, Flowers, Pleasure, and Sacred Resistance. In a world that wants everything to be gentrifier gray, please let us bring color and pleasure and joy into our lives. So I'm approaching resistance from the other end this time. I'm approaching activism and resistance through color, through art, through pleasure, through joy. And it's also a way of being an activist. Having flowers on your set, having flowers on your set, and all the color that explodes behind me, right, is by design. Maximalismo, they call it, maximalism. Since I'm Mexican, it should be rightfully so, maximalism. And we're going to be talking about Xochiquetzalli, La Dancy Nancy. This is right up your alley. So please make sure you sign up. I think tickets for that are $20. I'm not sure. You know what? Let me go and see how much the tickets are. So I can tell you what is the actual price for those. And it's also 13 witches teaching 13 different classes and 35. So you pay 35, but you have access to all the classes. Some of the presenters, just so you know, Ron Padron, Bimbo Yaga, Daphne Lechicera, Mawilla K. El Yaman Bomani, I stan Mawilla like nobody's business, Ian Allen, and of course, Jonathan Martinez, Lily Dorsey, and our host, Elohim Leafar. So part of these tickets goes to a charity. Direct Relief, to expand access to medicine and healthcare equipment to doctors, nurses, and life-saving medical resources. La la la. So a shortcut from each ticket will go to the charity called Direct Relief. It's going to be a great event, and I hope y'all can join us. It's $35, but you get to watch about 14 classes or something like that. Hi, Pearl James Sarah. Welcome to the coffee break. All right, folks, let's see what Hocus Pocus has for us today. Is the Six of Potions reversed. Six of Potions reversed. Potions. Six of Potions reversed. And the message is, you cling to the past like a child holding onto a threadbare doll. By looking back, you refuse to see what lies ahead. You fear the challenges before you and a fate unknown. The time has come to let go of the past. The future will be even brighter. Do you see the pattern? This is the third card that is telling us to let go of something. You cling to the past like a child holding to a threadbare doll. By looking back, you refuse to see what lies ahead. You fear the challenges before you and a fate unknown. The time has come to let go of the past. The future will be even brighter. All right. I just feel the need to remind you that being brave and releasing does not mean that you're going to be careless. ¿Me oyeron? Being brave and releasing does not mean that we're going to be careless, right? Even if we release something that we've been holding on to, we release it with care, with joy, with strategy, with intelligence, with tact, right? We're just not going to, be careless. Carelessness is not the same as freedom. So yeah, we might want to release something, we might want to let go of something, but we cannot be careless about it, right? Because sometimes we confuse fear with carefulness, and it's not the same. Think about it. Somebody told me the other day, you're very meticulous about your words. I have to. I think it's a gift to be an ESL. It's a gift to speak a second language and to have to be so conscientious about how you speak. But it's also a gift. It gives you a pause into what you're going to say, what you're going to do, how you're acting up, how you're expressing yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that when I get upset or angry or excited, I don't just like, I've been immersed in English for so long. But if I'm talking to you all, if I'm reading the tarot, if I'm teaching, I am going to be very, very careful with my words. All right, folks. Darkwood Tarot. What you got for us, Darkwood Tarot? The King of Wands reversed. Is the King of Wands reversed? Let's see. Ten of Wands. Oh my goodness. King of Wands reverse. This is him. Yep. This is the King of Wands. And he presented himself reversed to us. And it reads, danger abounds in repressed wand energy. Explosive energy turned inward, self-destructive tendencies, dictator or authoritarian-like control, victimhood, blaming others for personal problems, lack of personal responsibility, a danger to oneself and others. Let emotion pass. Take a breath. Phone a friend. I am in awe of how the messages are coming today because we've been told to let go and la la la. And then I started talking about being careful and cautious, and this came out. What? Y'all say something. Am I seeing a pattern or am I just going crazy? All right. Danger abounds in repressed want energy, explosive energy turned inward, self-destructive tendencies, dictator or authoritarian-like control, victimhood, blaming others for personal problems, lack of personal responsibility, a danger to oneself and others. Let emotions pass. Take a breath, phone a friend, cálmate, relájate, you know, like relax, don't implode, Katy Kaboom. Y'all remember Katy Kaboom? You know who I'm talking about? Animaniacs, Katy Kaboom. She used to get mad and just explode. All right, folks. Next card is from the Unbridled Spirit Tarot. Unbridled Spirit Tarot. Now remember, folks, for anything and everything that you need from me, bluewitch.org. We have self-paced courses, classes. We have tarot readings. We have energy work, cleansings, etc. And, of course, we have our classes. Xochipro says he remembers Katy Kaboom. Yeah, don't be Katy Kaboom today, please. Or the weekend, rather. All right. Oh, we have the card of strength. For the last card, the closing card for today is the card of strength. Katy Kaboom. Okay, the wheel, strength. Look at her. She's so pretty. I love the artwork by the Anita on this deck. So, this is the card of strength, my friends. Strength. Y dice, our young pioneer and the family's mule have endured a difficult journey at the end, and the end is not yet in sight. Both will have every reason to be ill-tempered, yet they share a tender moment of friendship, showing the spirit of strength. When facing a challenge, the best virtues you can have are the ability to show patience in the face of resistance, fortitude when grip with fear, and the conviction to trust yourself and your intuition. True strength lies within the hearts and minds of those being tested. Give yourself the grace to rise above. This is a perfect ending for our session today, I swear. When facing a challenge, the best virtues you can have are the ability to show patience in the face of resistance, fortitude when gripped with fear, and the conviction to trust yourself and your intuition. True strength lies with the hearts and minds of those being tested. Give yourself the grace to rise above. Give yourself the grace to rise above. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful messages for today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for staying here. Thank you, Xochipro, for putting me into doing podcasts. I wish I can have my life back. No, I'm just kidding. It's a beautiful thing to do, especially for us who like talking. Anyway, thank you all for watching. My name is Laura Gonzalez. And until we meet again, never forget that you are loved. Bye-bye, Facebook. Ping. Done. Bye bye, YouTube.